Welcome back to Skegness Raceway. The drivers and fans getting ready for day 2 of this busy weekend of racing for the 2-litre National Saloon stock cars. Some great racing last night with Dan Petters taking the final victory. Again, around 30 cars here, including Rob Speak, who's joined in at the wheel of his own car today, number 318. Let's see how he gets on in heat number 1. All the big names from last night are out there. Tommy Parrin, Michael Allard and Dan Petters again going for wins today. There's Phil Powell, 199, the West Countryman. Graham Cheville leading the way for the Scots. Cole Atkins second in the final last night. Revs beginning to rise. Sam Hopkin, our novice grader, starting from the back in the number 31. Here we go then, the green is out and off they go. Already plenty of push and shove starting in the midfield. 389 Ryan Santry, who was on for a top 3 place until the last bend of last night's final, is in there. And already Colin Savage, number 14, gets spun. He wallops the infield tyres. 4 and 5 abreast. That's the fight for the lead coming through at the end of the first lap. I've no idea who tripped the timing first in first place there. Now who's going to come through this little lot with the lead? Aaron Totham's there on the inside, Brad Fox on the outside, 3 cars in the middle. They were almost 5 abreast for the lead of the race there. Your early leader is Aaron Totham, 5.61, ahead of Keegan Sampson and Ashley Gretton in the higher car. They settle into 1, 2 and 3. Brilliant first couple of laps there from the lower graders in the sunshine of Skegness. Let's hope it stays that way this time. The weather can't make up its mind this weekend, and Stuart Toynton spins somebody out there. Quite tell who that was. Danny McCluskey gets taken onto the infield. Graham Cheville taken out. That's by Rab Copeland. The Scots tangling with each other. Broken steering for Colin Savage as well. He's out of the race, number 14. Madness here in our first heats. 386 of Dan Petters, last night's final winner, under fire there. There's Austin Freestone. He's been taken out as well in number 341. To push and shove in the midfield once again. There's Rob Speak, number 318, at the wheel of his own car today. Lent it to Brad McKinstry last night. 4 wide there. Cole Atkins on the inside in 399. The Morphies are in there. Wallop straight in goes 389 of Ryan Santry. This is great stuff. Drivers even more fired up today. 5.61. Aaron Totham. Flash is your race leader. Cloud of smoke there. Somebody's either locked up or had a spin. We've lost Brad Fox, number 162 there. Totham leads the way. Pick up on the rest of the race order as and when we can. It's difficult to follow. Places changing all the time. Carl Boswell here side by side with 370. That's Rowan Venny. It's Totham that leads the way. Still the lower graders holding sway at the moment. Keegan Sampson is the man up behind, and there's Tommy Parrin battling with Cole Atkins. Dorlin is in there as well. 386 Dan Petters sideways there as he battles it out with Parrin and Atkins. Also in there Luke Dorlin, 120. Tommy Parrin trying to be his second win of the weekend. Dorlin gets spun out by Petters. Parrin's taken wide into the wall. That battle's well and truly blown up. Petters will now be taken round as Parrin tries to rejoin. That's ruined it for Dan Petters. 261 of Dom Davies getting caught up. Phil Powell spins in 199 as well. Somehow Aaron Totham has kept his lead there. I think he's side by side with Keegan Sampson, who's trying to get through on the inside. He does so. So Sampson will now take the lead in 329. Billy Smith, I think, is in third in 161. Then Tommy Parrin spun aside behind. He was a lap down anyway, though, I think. 504 Danny Elborn gets spun out. Totham fighting back, trying to retake the lead from Keegan Sampson. They're side by side through turns 1 and 2, passing Parrin's spun car on the inside. Billy Smith, though, ready to challenge them in 161. It's Aaron Totham who leads. The yellow flag is coming out, though. We've got a car stuck facing the wrong way on turns 3 and 4. I think that might be Brad Fox in car 162. Tangle from earlier in the lap. 504 Danny Elborn, we saw him get spun out. Contact lads with Buster Jr. Brad Compton Sage in 902. Brad Fox also spun out, bringing out the caution. Danny Elborn not having much luck this weekend, getting clipped by Stuart Toynton there as well in the 52 car. Aaron Totham leads it then from Keegan Sampson, Billy Smith in third, and then Rob Speak up there in fourth place on his home track as it is nowadays, the promoter here at Skegness. Ryan Santry, Carl Bosman, Charlie Morphy, Owen Venny, Wes Starmer, Graham Cheville, that's your top 10. Not a huge amount of cars left beyond that. This is Saloon Stock Car. You rarely get many finishers. That's how you know how good a race it's been. Totham just keeping it slow here. Wants to anticipate this restart as best he can. Keeping it steady. Now the power comes on and away they go. Graham Cheville fights his way up the inside the 370 of Rowan Venny. Green flag is down once again. Let's see what's going to happen on this restart. One of the Morphys under fire. That's Charlie Morphy, spun out by Graham Cheville, who bounces off the wall in the 661 as he gets through. He'll be challenged by Brooke Buster Jr. in 902, has been hitting everything in sight this weekend. But Aaron Totham has kept his lead in the 461, the Wickham Engineering car. Still leads the way. His father, Carl Totham, long-time Bangor racer based at Mildenhall Stadium in East Anglia. With the venue for the Saloon Stock Car World Final coming up next weekend. What a meeting that promises to be. Keegan Sampson, rear of his car looking rather squashed, under fire from Billy Smith. Battle for second place. Dom Davies has been taken out, and in we go. Look out, Dom Davies. Ryan Santry getting walloped there by Rob Speak. Billy Smith has come through into second as a result of that, but they're not going to catch Aaron Totham. He's heading for the win in the blue 561 car. Former ORCI mini stocks racer round the final turn, well clear of Billy Smith in second place, and it's Totham who takes the win. Billy Smith second, Ryan Santry is third, and Keegan Sampson, who led a couple of laps, takes fourth place. It's the higher car of Ashley Gretton tangling with Stuart Toynton on the final turn. That's going to create a bit of a track blockage. Everybody else trying to get round the outside to take their places. Aaron Totham it is who wins by nearly 3 seconds over Billy Smith. He beats Ryan Santry and Keegan Sampson home. Wes Starmer completing the top 5 ahead of Lee Sampson, then Graham Cheville, Rob Speak, Buster Jr. in 902, Brad Compton-Sage, and Cole Atkins completes the top 10.
Saloons Heat 1 winner, 561 Aaron Totham. What a good drive.
Yeah, it weren't too bad. When the yellow flags come out, I wasn't too happy, but it is what it is, and I managed to get the win, so it's all good.
Yeah, and as a lower graded driver in a field of reds like that, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it isn't too bad. Like at the start of the season, I was a red top, but dropping down to yellow, so it's just having the luck. But I've done it, so it's all good, really.
Yeah, sometimes that drop down grades, it gives you your confidence back a bit, and you get your mojo back a bit as well, don't you?
Yeah, that's what it is. Like having no luck, it's a bit disheartening, really. But getting a couple of wins and everything just gets it back up and running, so it's all good, really.
And you're going to go out for your next race now. It's just started raining again. It's going to be a lottery all day today, isn't it?
Yeah, I guarantee I'll pick the wrong tyres, so we'll see how it goes.
Well, best of luck.
Cheers, mate.
Heat 2 ready for the off here at Skegness Raceway on this Sunday afternoon. Weather looking a bit iffy once again. A few drops of rain in the air. Let's hope we don't have a cloud burst in mid-race. Who's it going to be on top this time? And any one of these drivers could win it. 25 cars out on track this time. Phil Powell and Buster Jr., the only representatives from the southwest here. All the big names will be out at Mildenhall next weekend on the short shale track for the world final. What a meeting that's going to be. 484 Barry Lee slowing up there as we get underway with this heat number 2. Who's it going to be this time? A line of about 7 or 8 cars into the wall there, a whole line of contact. Graham Cheville and Rob Speak were on the front of that. That was certainly a big wallop straight in. 241 Rab Copeland facing the wrong way. He's having that sort of weekend, sadly. Stuart Toynton, 52, leads the way, chased by 515 of Ash Gretton, goes through on the inside in the higher car. Cole Atkins under fire from Carl Boswell. Rob Speak gets the bumper in the 120 of Luke Dorlin. Round goes Buster Jr., taken round by, I think that was Lee Sampson, 428. Great stuff in the early stages of this heat number 2. There's cars off on the outside there. Buster Jr., 902 is one of them. Stuart Toynton battling for the lead. Tommy Parrin in there as well in 350. Yes, I think Parrin has now gone to the front in the 350 car, chasing Brad Fox in the 162. So it's Parrin that's got the lead in 350, the white and blue car, ahead of Twinton and Ash Gretton. There's Billy Smith side by side with Flash, our earlier winner, 561 Aaron Totham. Rowan Venny in front of them. Cars off again on the outside there. Lee Sampson trying to recover in 428. The cars of Lee and Keegan Sampson getting more bent and buckled as the race goes on, and Ash Gretton spun aside there in 515. Totham gets the bumper in on the 370 of Rowan Venny. Phil Powell in the purple 199 car behind them. Then Keegan Sampson 329. It's Tom Parrin who leads the way, looking for his second win of the weekend. Had a win in Heat 1 last night, of course, by a very clear margin. Nearly 4.5 seconds Tommy Parrin won by in last night's first heat. That's an eternity in saloon stock car terms. Stuart Toynton under fire from Billy Smith. This is the battle for second place. Smith, a blue grader, racing the car that won the world final last year in the hands of Diggy Smith. Slip and slide their way round. 92 Charlie Morphy on the back of Danny Elborn. That was Gretton who got taken out again there in that slip and slide moment. There's more cars going off in the background. Brad Fox is one of them. Can't see who the other one is. There's more cars off on the inside now. Charlie Morphy, Danny Elborn, and a couple of others in there as well. Chaotic stuff out there in this heat number 2 for the saloon stock cars. Oh, and flames inside the car of Simon Venny there. That's the man who tangled with Bradley Fox. Number 370 there. You can see him in the background. Flames from the exhaust, I think, on the 370 of Simon Venny. We may see a race stoppage there just to check on the 370 car. 161 of Billy Smith trying to chase down race leader Tommy Parrin, but yes, the yellows do come out. Caution is out. Check on Simon Venny there. Flames spotted inside his car. Hopefully that's just a little bit of unburned fuel there, getting through the exhaust system. See the incident there in the background. There are cars going everywhere, and Venny tangling up with Brad Fox. You can just see them in the background on the turn. More cars went off to the inside, the likes of Morphy and Elborn. Well, that's eradicated the lead that Tommy Parrin, number 350, held. He's got Billy Smith, 161, on his tail now. They get ready to start to battle once again. Charlie Morphy out of the race in number 92 on the centre there. Still 5 laps to go. Tommy Parrin to hold off Billy Smith. Stuart Toynton going well, still up there in third in the 52, the white grader. Then Cole Atkins. Graham Chevelle is next. Here we go then, and Stuart Toynton a bit slow away. Cole Atkins gets through on the inside. Tommy Parrin has held his lead, and Phil Powell gets bounced wide into the wall. Billy Smith ready to attack in 161, racing Diggy's car. Hopefully we'll see Diggy back soon. The always fast and at times controversial racer. Smoke there from Graham Chevelle's car, the leading Scotsman, still there in 4th place, but he's under fire from Rob Speake in the 318. He's been the hammer of the Scots many times in Brisker F2. Rob Speake, famous battles in the 90s and early 2000s. Rob Speake, the 8th time Brisker F2 world champion. He's won a couple of Brisker F1 world championships as well. There's not much he hasn't won in oval racing, Rob Speake. He's even run several titles in the Bangers. Fighting it out there in among the lead pack. He raced in the ASCAR, NASCAR style racing at Rockingham Motor Speedway as well, and wallop straight in goes Brad Compton-Sage and Aaron Totham. Didn't see who put the bumper in on who there going into turn 3. Totham fights back, cuts to the inside of a couple of cars there, charges back up the order. Brad Compton-Sage caught in the middle there in 902. Buster Jr., Dom Davies and Keegan Sampson he's battling with. But we're coming round to start the last lap this time. It's looking good for Tommy Parrin, number 350, to score his second win of the weekend. Here he comes into his final lap, the Charlie Cunningham Commercials Sierra. Coming up on Brad Fox, number 162 there. Graham Chevelle's taking the wallop there in 661 as well. But it's going to be a win for Tommy Parrin, number 350. He takes the flag. Further back, Dom Davies gets spun out by Dan McCluskey. Plenty of mayhem further down the order. Graham Chevelle's gone as well in 661. Only a couple of Scotsmen here this weekend. They've been rather under fire from their English rivals. Perrin, the winner, by a very clear margin by the look of it again there. Will confirm the results of that heat number 2. The win going to Tommy Perrin by 1.7 seconds ahead of Billy Smith. Cole Atkins in third ahead of Rob Speak and Luke Dorling. Ryan Santry 6th ahead of Stuart Toynton. Good effort by him. Then Aaron Totham, the Heat 1 winner. Phil Powell and Keegan Sampson complete the top 10.
Heat 2 winner, 350 Tom Perrin. Steady race, that one, by saloon standards.
Yeah, it was quite tame, but there's still yellow flags when I didn't want them, but managed to get away again and get gone. Got a punch with 3 or 4 laps to go as well, so I was just glad to be away.
Yeah, and there was some shenanigans going on behind as well with Buster and a few other people, and that wasn't a problem for you.
Oh, I think it helped me out really. There, he's battling between themselves and held themselves up, and I just got away, luckily.
And of course, you're going out now for the final. It's the end of a weekend of racing. That's traditionally when scores are settled.
Well, yeah, so hopefully they'll be settling scores and I'll be getting away again.
Well, we'll soon find out. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Final time here at the Skegness Raceway. Still a few drops of rain in the air, and so that holds off until the conclusion of the 20 laps. Can Tommy Perrin make it a hat-trick for the weekend? We're about to find out. Lined up in their grades once again. Aaron Totham looking for a heat and final double. Michael Allard and Dan Petters also looking for their second wins of the weekend after last night's meeting. Still some rain falling as the race is about to get underway. The track is okay at the moment though. Here we go with the final. 162, Brad Fox leads them away. So that first turn they go. Chased by Barry Lee in 484 among others. Third place is Stuart Toynton. Already Brad Compton Sage under fire. Buster Jr. gets busted there going into turn 3. Rob Speak into the side of him. Certainly a wallop for the West Countryman, the national champion. Bradley Fox, your early leader then in 162 as Buster Jr. gets going alongside the race leaders there. Is he going to take out his frustrations on them? Well, Danny Elborn might have something to say about that. He takes Brad Fox wide, using Buster Jr. as a bit of a cue ball there. Stuart Toynton gets fenced as well. It's Danny Elborn, 504, who's got the early lead. Keegan Sampson is up into second place. Buster Jr. He got busted, didn't he, at the start of that one? Spun out and hit by Rob Speak. Billy Smith under fire from Aaron Totham. Phil Powell in there as well, the almost veteran campaigner now from the West Country in 199. But it's Danny Elborn, 504, who leads the way. Began racing in the ORCI mini stocks a few years ago alongside his brother Tony. 389 under fire. Ryan Santry from the 161 of Billy Smith. He gets spun out, tangles with Cole Atkins in 399. They go out. Dodging about there, Stuart Toynton in 52. He's had a decent weekend. So your leader is the 504 of Danny Elborn. Cole Atkins gets going again. Here comes Keegan Sampson in the 329, trying to attack for the lead. He spins Danny Elborn aside there, but he's got caught up himself. Round goes the 329. Now who's come through in the lead? It's Tommy Perrin. Well, he's leading a charmed life this weekend, isn't he? Buster Jr. got caught up in that again as well. So it's Tommy Perrin now with the lead. Cole Atkins we saw spin out, so he's a lap down. It's Ryan Santry in second and Aaron Totham, I think, in third. There's cars everywhere coming out of turn 2 there. Typical hard-hitting saloon stock car races is great stuff. 350, Tommy Perrin has the lead from Ryan Santry in the 389. All his family have raced in saloon stock cars and mini stocks over the years. Brother Danny was very successful in the minis as well. Steve and Andy Santry raced saloon stocks for a long time. Charlie Morphy under fire from Phil Powell in the 199 car. Now Cole Atkins 399. I don't think he's in this. We saw him spin earlier on in a tangle with Billy Smith, so he's a lap down as the rain starts to fall here at Skegness. It wouldn't be a Skegness weekend without a bit of rain, let's face it. Atkins up the inside. He is a lap down, so here comes Ryan Santry. He's going to attack Tommy Perrin for the lead. He fires him into the back of Cole Atkins. Atkins rides it out, so does Perrin. Has he held the lead? No, he hasn't. Ryan Santry up the inside. He takes it up at half distance. That's Ryan Santry, 389, who now takes the lead. He's being touted among the favourites for this year's world title. This is a good warm-up for him, 389. Ryan Santry, he does go well on shale. Builds up all one of his local tracks along with Kings Lynn. 561 Aaron Totham gets spun aside. I think that was by Luke Dorling in the 120. 92 of Charlie Morphy attacking Carl Boswell further back. Phil Powell in there as well. Danny Elborn, the earlier leader, spun aside. He never rejoined, unfortunately. Morphy and Boswell side by side in the second half now of this Saloon Stock Cars meeting final. Great 2 days of racing it's been here at the Skegness Raceway. Ryan Santry leads. Tommy Parrin second. Parrin has certainly been the driver of the weekend with 2 heat wins across the 2 days as Boswell is spun aside by one of the Sampsons there, a full 360 and keeps going. There's Rob Speak, a relatively quiet meeting by his usual standards in the 318 car, but he's in dual roles, of course, racer and promoter these days here at Skegness Raceway. One of the all-time greats of short oval racing. 399 Cole Atkins tucked in behind the leader. Now, is he going to attack him or is he acting as a tail gunner, protecting him there? Of course he is. This is Saloon Stock Car racing. We do see a bit of team racing creep into this on occasions, usually England against Scotland. There's Lee Sampson taken out by, I think that was Aaron Totten. 428 Lee Sampson spun aside. Look at 161. Oh, Billy Smith's taken a big wallop somewhere. You saw the state of his bonnet there as he pulled onto the centre. Peeled right back behind the armouring. Stuart Toynton spins out. It's getting a bit more slippery out there now. There's only a couple of laps to go. There's Carl Boswell in the 84. Under fire from Tom Howard. Spins him aside. It's looking good for Ryan Santry in 389. He's heading for victory. Tommy Parrin still there in second, the most successful driver across the weekend. Now who's in third place? Charlie Morphy by the look of it in 92. There's Barry Lee, 484, being lapped by our race leader and soon to be race winner, Ryan Santry. He's well clear. Starting off from the front of the grid for the World Championship. That's based on the world rankings in Saloon Stock Cars. So will Ryan be sporting the gold roof in a week's time at Mildenhall? We'll have to wait and see. He's heading for victory. What a warm-up this is for the world final here at Skegness. It's going to be a win for 389. Flying Ryan Santry takes the win, slides across the line. Second place will go to Tommy Parrin, and third Charlie Morphy. We'll confirm the rest of the results shortly as the rain starts to come down again here at the Skegness Raceway. But it held off for most of that race. It got a bit slippery towards the end. We saw a few spins. Quite a bit of damage for Billy Smith there. We didn't see how that happened, unfortunately. It's a win for number 389 for East Anglia. Ryan Santry takes the win in the Triple C sponsored car. He takes it ahead of Tommy Parrin by nearly 2.5 seconds. Great weekend for Parrin. Charlie Morphy third ahead of Luke Dorling. Rob Speak in 5th place. And Phil Powell ahead of Tom Howard in 6th. Barry Lee in 8th. Then Rowan Venny and Carl Boswell completing the top 10 in our meeting final.
Final winner, 389 Ryan Santry. Successful end to a good weekend.
Yeah, nice to finish off on a high. It's been average weekend, but yeah, nice to finish off on a high, yeah.
And everybody's battled against the weather. The weather's just turning now, just in time for you finishing your racing, really.
Yeah, it's been one of them. It's been wets on, wets off, dries on, dries off. It's been a bit of a gamble all weekend, yeah.
And we've had some great racing again from the saloons as well today.
Yes, the saloons are always good, to be fair. Yeah, they're always good. So I think every race you go to is a bit here, there, and everywhere. So yeah.
And of course, now we turn our attention to Mildenhall next weekend for the World Final.
Yeah, World Final next week. It's just one of them. Same again, you've got to have a bit of luck on the day. If the luck goes your way, you never know what can happen, but you've got to have a bit of luck with you on the day.
Well, we'll see you there.
Nice one, we'll see you there.
Well, that wraps up a great weekend of racing here at the Skegness Raceway. 2 brilliant days of action from the Saloon Stock Cars, setting the big names up nicely for their World Championship final coming up at Mildenhall next weekend. That promises to be an absolutely mega event, and we will have coverage from the Suffolk venue in our next programme. Brilliant stuff from the Skegness Raceway summer season. Once again, plenty more racing to come over the course of the late summer. That's about all for this programme. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.